Hello and welcome back to Hayavadana. So far we have almost reached halfway through the text and we saw what has happened, right? What has happened? We saw that the men had sacrificed themselves for their own reasons and they had cut off their heads. And Padmini, goddess Kali, had appeared in front of Padmini and has given her a gift that, she may bring them back to life. But in her extreme confusion and happiness of having gotten this gift, she exchanges the heads of the two men, right? So what happens is that Devadatta's head now has Kapila's body and Kapila's head has now Devadatta's body. And we saw that right now, the men initially they were very happy. Padmini was scared at first, but then when she saw that the men were happy, she also started laughing, and they were all laughing and enjoying, and they were talking about how till now they were only best friends, but now they have blood relation or better body relations. All right, and that is when the confusion began in terms of who Padmini belongs to. All right, of course she cannot take a decision on her own because she's a woman, but the two men start arguing and discussing who Padmini actually belongs to. All right, Devadatta, who is Devadatta now with Devadatta's head and Kapila's body, he begins by saying that because the head is the most supreme part of the human body, it is Devadatta himself who should lay claim to Padmini. And Kapila, on the other hand, this Kapila is the Kapila who has Kapila's head and Devadatta's body. He argues by saying that it was his body that, was married to Padmini. It was his hand that accepted her in marriage. It is his body that she spent time with, and it is his child, this body's child, that she is carrying. So she is his wife. All right. And they start they arguing about who actually is the real Devadatta. So Kapila last says that she married Devadatta's body with the holy fire as her witness, and that's enough for me. All right, and here he says this dialogue that you can always twist them to your knees. What is he talking about? Remember we discussed how Devadatta is a very wise man. He has read many books, many sacred texts and everything, right? So he's giving the example of how in the sacred text, in the all the sacred texts, they say that it is the head that is the supreme. But Kapila says that you do not have to fool me with your text, but because you always change the meaning according to your own needs. Devadatta laughs at this point. Did you hear that, Padmini? He claims to be Devadatta and yet he condemns the texts. You think Devadatta would ever do that? So see, look at his example. He says that, Padmini, did you hear that? He's saying that don't use your text. He says that he is Devadatta because he has Devadatta's body, but we know that Devadatta would never condemn, never, say that the text is not important. He would never condemn that. So do you think Devadatta would do that? Hence, I am the real Devadatta. Kapila says, you can quote as many texts as you like. I don't give a nail. Come on, Padmini. So then he's adamant upon taking Padmini with him. All right. And he says that I don't care how many texts and how many quotes you give me. I don't care about them. He tries to take Padmini with her. He takes his steps towards her, but Devadatta steps in between them. Take care, he says. Now he's threatening almost. Padmini, come Devadatta, it's no use arguing with this rascal. So even she is, supporting the Devadatta who has Devadatta's head and Kapila's body. Why is she doing that? Because now she has the perfect man with the perfect head and the perfect body, right? So she wants to go with him. So she's supporting him. She says that it's no use arguing with this rascal. Come on, he says. Kapila steps between them. Where are you taking my wife, friend? So he's still not ready to agree. He's still believing that she is his wife. Will you get out of my way, or should? He says. All right. It was you who got in my way, Kapila is saying. So their argument is getting heated now. Pushing Kapila aside. Get away, you pig. And Kapila is triumphant. He's using force. And what language? Padmini think, would Devadatta ever have acted like this? This is Kapila's violence. So he's trying to say that it is Devadatta and the actually Kapila. Why? Because Devadatta would never ever use force. But now he's pushing this Kapila out of the way and he's saying, and look at the language, he's calling him a pig. Devadatta orikkalum act cheyilla. This is Kapila that is there in that person in the Parayano. Devadatta says, come Padmini, go. But do you think I'll stay put while you run away with my wife? Where will you go? How far can you go? Only to the city. After all, I'll follow you there. I'll kick up a row in the streets. Let's see what happens then. So Kapila is now threatening. Fine, if you two want to go together, you can go. And do you think that I will just stay put? ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ അടങ്ങിയിരിക്കുമെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നുണ്ടോ? If you're going away with my wife, how far can you go? You'll go to the city. And I will follow you there, and I will kick up a row in the streets. Kicking up a row means I'll create a chaos in the streets. I'll shout and scream and let everyone know what has happened here. Let's see what happens then. The Devadatta stops when he hears that. Let him scream away. Don't pay him any attention. No, he's right. This has to be solved here. It will create a scandal in the city. So Devadatta is smart, right? So he knows that if this word gets out about this exchange heads and this wife being of both people, it won't be right. So he says that we cannot let this chaos enter the city. It will become a big scandal. So we have to solve it here. Padmini says, but who will listen to him? Everyone will take you for Devadatta by your face. Okay, so Padmini says, who is going to listen to this man? Okay, he does not have your face. Every man is identified by his face. So everyone will think that you are the Devadatta because you have his face. You think the people in Dharmapura, that is the place that they live in, don't know my body, do you? They have seen me 1,000 times in the wrestling pit. I've got out, I don't know how many awards for bodybuilding. Let's see whom they believe. So Kapila says, do you think they will not believe you? I am a wrestler. Wrestler in the Varayam, they do not wear shirts when they are wrestling. So they have seen him 1,000 times in the wrestling pit, and he has got so many numerous awards for bodybuilding. You think that people will not recognize my body? Even though that face is Devadatta's, they will immediately know that that body is mine. Why are you torturing us like this? For so many years, you have been our friend, accepted our hospitality. So Padmini is now pleading. Let us go. You have been our friend. We have, taken care of you so well. I know what you want, Padmini. Devadatta's clever head and Kapila's strong body. So now he's understanding. He knows that I know what your wish is. What you want is Devadatta's clever head and Kapila's strong body. You have the perfect combination there. Shut up, you brute. Suppose she did. There's nothing wrong in it. It's natural for a woman to feel attracted to a fine figure of a man. So again, Devadatta says, so what? Even if she does want that kind of a person, there is nothing wrong. Why? Because it is very natural for a woman to fall in love or feel attracted to a fine figure man who is well built. I know it is, but that doesn't mean she can just go and live with a man who's not her husband. That's not right. So look at that. Moral compass is coming. He's saying that, I know it is not natural for women to feel attracted to, good-looking men, but that doesn't mean she can just go and live with any man who's not her husband. That wouldn't be right. This is the body that married her, right? Padmini is now crying out, how can we get rid of the scoundrel? Let's go anywhere, to the woods, to the desert, anywhere you like. So Padmini is saying that I don't want to continue fighting like this. I just want to get rid of this man. I will go anywhere with you, Kaattilekkanelum, desertlekkanelum, anywhere, but I just want to get rid of this man. You'll have to kill me before you'll really escape me. I couldn't have the strength to resist, Kapila. All right. So Kapila says that you have to kill me. If you want to get rid of me, you have to kill me. All right. I don't have the strength to resist Kapila. Look, he's calling the other Devadatta and Kapila എന്നാണ് വിളിക്കുന്നത്. കാരണം എന്താണ്? കപിലയുടെ ശരീരമാണുള്ളത്. ആ ശരീരത്തിനെ താങ്ങി നിർത്താൻ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിനെ ഫൈറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള സ്ട്രെങ്ത് ഈ കപിലയ്ക്ക് ഇല്ല. Padmini uses a new argument. But I gave you life. Padmini appadana parayunnathu. Ningale tirichu jeevanilekku konduvanna aara? Nanalle. That was no favor. If you hadn't, you would have been a widow now. Okay, so it was not a favor for me. It was something that you have done for yourself.